Good evening. My name is Ali, and I'm here today for a new episode of Color Commentary. Before we begin, in light of the tragic events that happened at the Robb Elementary School, we'd like to take a moment of silence. All right. Welcome to a brand new show here on the Finn's Tailgate. I am your host, Ali, but you can call me Culler. That's right, folks. I'm hosting the show today. It's going to be a wonderful show. Color's not here, but we're going to make it a cool night. That's right. Here with Color Commentary, we're going to have some fun. All right. Before we begin, I'd like to run everything down. Make sure you visit the description below. We also have Tonk 7 TMI Tuesdays at 9 p.m. with Tonk and Color. We also have Color Commentary usually tonight on Thursday nights. He's not here, unfortunately, but Color is. We also have Saturday nights, late night Exhale with myself and Color. Let me tell you, this weekend is going to be one hell of a weekend for that show, so check it out. But don't forget, we have El Capitan, usually Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday too. We also have Cash App, Venmo if you'd like to donate to the channel. Also, don't forget Fanatics. If you want your Dolphins gear, check out Fanatics. Definitely use the description link below. Helps out the channel. We also have some merch, hat, tank top. We have beanie hat, sweatshirts. They come in different colors too. I'm actually going to get myself quite a few things from there. So check that stuff out. It's pretty cool. Now on to the show. So yes, I'm Culler, and this is a one in a blue moon show. What is up, everybody? Let's see who we got in this chat. Let me see who we got here. We got California, Fins Up. Everybody, tell me where you're visiting us from. You know, what state, what time zone it might be. You know, tell me what you're excited about. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. That's right. Hit the like button. All right. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently than Culler might, but we are going to talk about a few things. So first of all, how is everybody doing? Hopefully everyone's doing a good time. We're going to talk about some stuff here and there. This week's news was kind of slow. There wasn't very much to talk about. The biggest thing is more recently, Teddy got the orange shirt from what I heard. But the newest person that got the orange shirt actually was Robert Hunt. That's good news. If you don't know, the orange shirt is supposed to represent somebody that, you know, had a big day in practice the day before or standout player from the day before. So Robert Hunt has the orange jersey. That means a lot to me for the offensive line. I'm curious to see who else will get it. We've had quite a few different people get it so far, and I actually have that list. Let me bring that up real quick. All right, let's see what we got. So I have the Orange Jersey Award tracker, actually. So let's see who. Jalen Phillips has had it. Tua has had it. Zach Seiler has had it. That's really cool. Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt have all had the orange jersey. That's actually really cool. I really expect Christian Wilkins to take the next step this year, so that's really interesting. I also expect Robert Hunt to take the next step, as well as some of these other players. I have high hopes for Jalen Phillips too. Can't wait to see what he does on the defensive side. Let's see what else we got here. All right. This is kind of weird news. So, as you all know, recently was Ricky Williams' birthday. That was kind of interesting. I also found out he officially changed his name. That's kind of different to me. I didn't know he recently did this. His new name officially is Eric Miron. He's taking his wife's last name. That's something I didn't expect from Ricky Williams. Yeah, and from what I'm reading here, also Ricky Williams' last name is not even Williams, so that's an interesting news from what he stated in this article I'm reading. This is from Dolphins Wire. The Miami Dolphins have a number of memorable running backs that have graced the field in South Florida, but Ricky Williams might have been the most memorable of the bunch. Williams played 7 seasons with the Miami Dolphins from 2002 to 2010, ending his time in Miami having rushed for more yards than anyone to don the aqua and orange not named Larry Zonka. That's pretty cool. He's also finished second in franchise history, right behind Zonka again in rushing touchdowns. In recent episode, the Dan Lebitard show with Stuggets, Williams revealed that he's actually changed his name over a year ago to Eric Myron, taking his wife's last name, as I stated before. That's very interesting. A lot of players seem to be doing that. Remember, Chad Johnson has changed his name to Ocho Cinco. I believe there's been quite a few different historical people in sports that have changed their name, like Muhammad Ali was Cassius Clay, for example. There's been quite a few. Very interesting. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Big news on Twitter. According to Dolphin Nation, Tyreek Hill states that he's not going to race Waddle. I'm very surprised. I guess he can't race anymore. That's what he stated? I'm not really sure what that's about, or why. I could see on a franchise standpoint and why you wouldn't want to have your star wide receiver racing other players, or you know, even for charity. I understand why you wouldn't want to do it. You're risking injury. You could have a hamstring issue. You want them to be fresh for the new season. So that's definitely a bummer. I was kind of looking forward to that race. I was actually looking forward to the race between Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and DK Metcalf. That would have been really interesting. Like to find out who the fastest there was. But we'll see it on the field. The field will really tell us who the fastest receiver is. So we'll find out. Let's see, what else do we got? I'm actually going to share my screen. I got a good video with an interview with Tyreek Hill. We'll play that and see what he had to say. Here we go. Screen.
I can't hear it. It's not piping through for some reason.
Captain, can you share it on your side? Maybe it's something with my system. Here, let me stop sharing.
Yeah,
sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're still learning some stuff around here. Are you running through OBS?
No, it's just through the StreamYard.
Huh. Really, really weird.
That is really weird. And I made sure the audio is all the way up on everything, even my mixer.
That's odd, man. I wonder why. We'll have to look into that. All right, here we go. You just call me out, tell me when to stop, or if you want me to stop, I'll stop it.
All right.
How do you think your guys' games kind of complement each other?
I think they complement each other very well. Just having another speed guy on the other side of you, that definitely puts a lot of fear in a lot of D coordinators, mind. So I'm very excited for the year. Excited to see what Tua is going to do, especially. So, we're all ready for it.
Have you heard from the defenders out here about how challenging it can be to defend you guys, all the speed you guys offer?
Yeah, man. Like it's just all locker room chatter. But for me, I've been in this league a long time. None of that really means nothing because at the very end of the day, you got to line up and you still got to play ball. So you can be the fastest guy on the field, but it's all about knowing where to be at. Especially for the quarterback and just for the quarterback's time. And so that's the thing that's real special about this team. We have a lot of guys who are wanting to be coached. Who wants to get better. So, like I said, I'm very excited to be a part of this team.
You get some exercise in the practice field. It seemed like they were using you downfield a ton. It wasn't.
That's what I do, man.
It wasn't like a veteran's day for you.
That's what I do, man. Like when I came here, man, I signed up to work. I didn't sign up, just for the paycheck, man. I also signed up, to be a team leader and also, lead this team and show this team how I do things. And how I do things is I work hard, and I want guys behind me to follow that, So I just can't be a guy in our locker room just saying, hey, you guys should be doing this, doing that. I got to be that guy who's willing to come out on the field and work hard and show these young guys how to get the job done and potentially win a Super Bowl. So that's what I'm here for.
What do you think of the way the ball comes from him now that you've experienced it for a little bit?
It's nothing weird. At first I thought it was going to be something crazy, the ball going all over the place, but Tua actually has, probably one of the prettiest balls I've ever caught in my life. So it's very catchable. I don't want to continue because the more I talk, the more it sounds weird. So Tua is a very accurate quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
We've seen, we saw the video that you posted kind of in response to the one video that got a lot of reaction.
Right.
So why is it so important for you to, Tua kind of declines to comment on a lot of the reaction around him, but why is it so important for you to speak out and kind of support him?
I just feel like football is all about confidence, and I'm very confident in my quarterback, so I just feel like, if I'm able to help him get all the confidence in the world and push other guys to push that confidence into him, then the sky's the limit for the guy, because he's a heck of a talent, has crazy arm strength, arm talent, So like I said, man, we're all excited, just to watch him sling the ball each and every day,
What about your confidence?
You obviously come across as a very confident player.
Right.
Was it always that way when you were this tall, or?
Oh yeah, I've always been like that. As it's something that my grandparents instilled in me. You know, I just feel like without confidence, you really can't do anything. You know, because the mind is gonna help you get to where you want to get. You know, I just can't come out here and just feel sorry for myself every day. Just like today, I had a very hard day of just running back and forth. I could have easily just said, you know what, I give up. You know, I mean, I already got what I wanted. You know, but yet still my mindset, my confidence. You know, I just want to get better. I got too much pride in this game. I was telling somebody that the other day. I got too much pride in this game. I want to get better. I want to learn from Coach McDaniels. I want to learn from the OC, and I want to learn from Coach Wes Welker. So I'm just willing to like elevate my game even more, dog. That's just the way I think.
Tyreek, Tua wasn't here today, so you played with Teddy.
Right.
Like been with him on the field.
With Teddy, it's fun. I think the world of Teddy also. Teddy is another veteran guy who can come in and just slang the ball like all across the field. So I mean, it feels good to have two quarterbacks who can, you know, come in and do the same thing. You know, ball on time, ball in the right place. You know, so it feels good.
I was just going to ask you about the playlist today.
The playlist was
all
terrible.
over the place,
I'm sorry to tell you that, bro.
I'm going to see you in the locker room.
You can pause it, bro. All right. So I liked a lot what he said. You know, I do agree with Bo G there. He mentioned he's a bigger fan after the interview. I am a bigger fan after the interview. I like what he's saying. He's coming with the right mentality, you know, and backing up his quarterback. I like how he's expressing the positive things that he's seeing. It almost sounds like he's taking responsibility of his role on this team. You know, I can almost kind of see how Tyreek has the leadership qualities and he's starting to show it rather than being what people perceive to be just a diva, for example. You know what I mean? Let's see. Shake Money says, "Good evening. It's another beautiful night at Zamunda. Enjoying a Big Mac at my local McDowell's. I'm liking it. I'm liking it too. Welcome to America, buddy. All right. El Capitan.
Joking, bro. Besides the Clemson, was that the Clemson? That was nice. I was turned off that. I was like that. I liked that though.
It was all over the place.
It was all over the place, man. He was even playing Disney music. Was that Disney music he was playing? I have no idea what was going on today. No, I felt like I was in my living room with my kids again. I was like, yo, this is getting crazy.
So have you had a daily playlist, or have you been an orange jersey guy?
No, I haven't. I haven't been an orange jersey guy, man. I guess I haven't been working hard enough for Coach, but hopefully I can get it, man.
when Melvin Ingram came to you guys in Kansas City, what do you remember he brought to the team?
You know, just that veteran leadership. You know, just adding like another brother to the locker room. You know, I just feel like with me and Melvin, you know, me and him grew close in the locker room. You know, outside of playing football. You know, whether we're playing basketball, you know, at one of my good buddies' gyms in KC, and just, you know, creating, building that bond together. You know, so when he came here, man, I was all for it. I'm very excited because, like, I really know what Melvin can bring to a team. You know, his mindset, man. Like, his mindset, like just the way that he approached his work, his craft, and it's just. He's just able to get around guys like Christian, Emmanuel, and it's just going to be crazy. The line is going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's some good stuff there. It's kind of interesting. He's right. He hasn't gotten the orange jersey yet. But then again, if you think about it, Tyreek, if he's as advertised, he would always look like a standout player. So it's kind of hard to give it to him every time, you know, just being honest. But I like what he's saying, and I like the demeanor that he says it, and he's almost kind of like leading in a way of saying, "Hey guys, I have your back," and he's showing that, and I like what he's doing right now. So definitely, El Capitan, can you play another media avail for me? The Eric Rowe one that just came out. Captain, you there? Maybe not. All right, well, we'll continue until he comes back. Sorry about that. Let's see, what does he say here? We got Color. For me, it was the way he handled the hype video snafu. Yes, I do agree with that, Color. Color's here, everybody. Everyone say hello to Color. Culler. I love it. Yeah, I definitely agree. He did have the video snafu. He did start leading then. I kind of want to say it was almost goes all the way back to his press conference when he first got traded. He didn't say anything negative about anybody. He was positive. He already had plans to reach out to Waddle and even hyped him up for a race. He even said he said good things about everybody and the organization and everything. So I think he was starting to at the beginning, but now you can see it more in a full force. There's a Eric Rowe video I want to play as soon as El Capitan gets back here. But we'll continue. Let's see what other news I got. There really isn't very much. This week was kind of quiet. You may have heard that Tua was sick recently and Teddy was throwing the ball around. Tyreek said it was, a lot of fun. Culler says, thanks, Ali, for covering at the Red Rocks Jam with the California Honey Drops. That's awesome. That's really awesome. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. As you guys know, Culler is out of town this evening. All right, here we go.
Injuries and highs and lows. And, I'm blessed to keep it still going. Coming out in the field still every day. It's crazy.
How's it been just this offseason with everybody kind of still around as far as defensive coaches and most of the players too?
I mean, it's been good. I mean, every year there's, new, teammates, couple new coaches sprinkled in, every now and then, every year. It's never the same. So, I mean, it's not new to me, you just reintroduce yourself, learn new people, learn their stories, and, kind of build that trust so you get on the field.
You feel a tangible difference this year with kind of having a lot of the same faces, the same system coming back on defense?
Yeah. I mean, really for the past 3 years now, having the same defense, it's just new players. And I know the players make the defense, but, kind of with the kind of same core guys that we have, at least right now, his OTA has been strong.
How would you describe the growth of Brandon Jones and Javon Holland?
It's I remember my rookie year, the vets told me, you need to make that leap from year 1 to year 2. And they both Javon made a leap early in the season, mid-season. I'm sure there's more stuff he can, learn and get better. And with Brandon, he made that leap from 2020 to last year, even till, right now, both of them are, they're both going up right now.
You guys break the huddle on defense and you see 17 and 10 on the field on offense. Is that one of those things where you got to identify those guys, find out where they are, where they're going, or is it different?
I'm pretty sure if we were to play, the offense, in an actual game, you would definitely identify where's 10, where's 17 at, kind of what's the backfield set. Cause we all know like they're deep threats to corners, safeties, to the defense. So, we were playing them. They definitely you have to keep a watch on where they're at.
Eric, where do you see yourself fitting in that safety group?
I don't like what he said
right
there.
Now
Yeah, I don't like what he's saying. I mean, I understand he's just being honest on how you have to kind of keep an eye out for number 17 and number 10. But I'm kind of glad he kind of like didn't really give too much detail because I don't want defenses kind of know, to keep an eye out for them. I want them to be surprised. We've been talking about this high flying offense that can make defenses get vertigo. I don't want them giving out any information. I would just say something like along the lines of, I respect it. But go ahead.
We all know like they're deep threats to corners, safeties, to the defense. So, we were playing them. They definitely like you have to keep a watch on where they're at.
Eric, where do you see yourself fitting in that safety group?
I mean, right now we do have a lot of good safeties. I mean, just like kind of each and every year, this competition. So
agree with
right
that.
now, the only things I can only control, whatever I can. So if I just get out there, just got a ball like I've been doing.
As a quick follow-up, given your salary and the fact that it was Brandon and Javon who got most of the playing time toward the end of last year, were you sort of halfway thinking entering the offseason that maybe you could become a cap casualty? I'm sorry, as some people.
Yeah, everybody speculates all season. No, I mean, I don't think of that. All I focus on is, how can I get better? How can I add value to the team? And, when I get out there, you just got to make the best of it.
But you see it all the time. You see it all the time, cap casualties.
Oh, everybody's saying it. Everybody's seen it. But you know, if I sit there and stress about that, how good is that going to do me on the field? So if I stress about stuff that I have really no control over, then I will definitely stress in my play, and that's what I do have control over.
You've seen basically every practice snap that Tua has taken here. Well, what are the little things we might be missing that has impressed you that he's taken a step forward with?
I mean, I think y'all seen about the same thing that kind of we've been seeing. With he's you could tell he's made a off-season growth with his arm, his accuracy. Obviously, he's learning a new playbook, another year for him. I mean, that's rough, but he's taking him like a champ though, like a leader.
Has he shown you guys stepped up from a leadership standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, for right now, I know we ain't been there that long, but right now, like he seemed to take control of the offense. With sort of running new plays. He has new teammates, especially on the O line. Just a whole new set of guys. So right now, he's taking leadership of it though.
You talked a couple of years ago about fitting the run as a new thing for your new
That's good to
position in
hear.
safety. Is that kind of second nature to you now at this stage of your career?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot better at it. I wouldn't say like anything's like second nature, but from 2019 till now, it's gotten a lot better. It's slowed down a lot.
Having Tyreek on the other side, you don't have to play him in a game, but just what do you think that's going to be come Sundays in the fall where he's on your offense now and you're not defending him?
I mean, yeah, it's great. It's great for us. I know when we were playing Kansas City. I mean, even if we had a double on him, and he still scored on us on the deep ball. I mean, now that's not our job to focus on anymore. That's other teams now. So I mean, that's always great to have a guy like that.
Mm-hmm. All right, I loved what I heard. What I heard there, taking control of the offense, showing leadership qualities. When you have other players, especially Eric Rowe, saying that, I'm starting to believe that, and I like that a lot. I like how he's how he mentioned that it's rough that he has to learn another offense, but he's taking it like a champ. I like to hear that. That's good news. Definitely good news about Tua. I really appreciated that. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button and please subscribe if you like the content. Let's see what we got going on in chat. Yeah, Bo, we talked about this earlier. I mentioned Robert Hunt has it. He's taking the next step on the offensive line. This is great news. I'm starting to kind of see like a trend when it comes to the orange jersey and who's had it. As I reported earlier, Tua had it for a good period of time. We had Christian Wilkins had it. Robert Hunt has it now. Jalen Phillips had it for a little bit. Seems like players that are into their second or third year or taking the next step in their career, that's who has had it and has stood out. And that's good news. That tells me that these players are starting to develop and moving in the right direction into the next step, especially with Eric Rowe stating, that the quarterback has had leadership qualities that he's showing, that he looks like he's taking the next step. I like to hear that. I know it's early. We won't really know until training camp, but I like to hear it now. You know what I mean? Let's see what else we got here. Josh Boyer is the reason Rowe converted to safety. Yeah, that's definitely. I've heard that also. There was something on ESPN I reported last week. Actually, no, I think I reported it a couple. Yeah, it was last week. There's some article stating that ESPN is saying that Eric Rowe is our best safety. Maybe at one point he was, but I think Holland is our best safety personally. That's just my opinion, though. So I have high hopes for him. I think he's gonna definitely play a role on this team. Let's see if there was anything else in the chat. Let me see what else I got for you guys, if anything. And if not, we'll drop the link and we'll have the rest of the show to, talk it out. Anybody wants to join up can. Maybe Culler will come on from his event he's at. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Holland is our best safety. I actually respect Brandon Jones as being our number 2 and Eric Rowe as number 3. Now, I understand that you could play Holland or Brandon Jones or Eric Rowe in different safety positions. I respect them all, but I think the starters have to be Brandon Jones and Javon Holland. Brandon Jones, he had my respect from day one before he even got drafted. I have yet to see any other player come to find out that he made a resume for every single team that could draft him and said, "Here's my resume. This is how I fit in your defense and what I can do for you." So I have not seen any other prospect coming out of college do that before. They all can sit there and we talked and I kind of talked to him, but the fact that he had like a breakdown and almost a PowerPoint presentation, that's really amazing to me. That talks about the preparation that he puts on himself to prepare for every team. Are there any veterans that we're interested in seeing during the mandatory veteran minicamp? Keep an eye out for veteran leadership from Armstead. I'd like to see some of our guys develop for sure. Yeah, I've already seen Armstead. It's been reported that he's been working with Eichenberg and Austin Jackson. I've heard that he with Eichenberg, I've heard that he's actually worked with him at running at left guard for a little bit. To kind of help him transition, to be able to transition to that if needed. I've also heard he's worked with Austin Jackson and some of the other offensive linemen. So yeah, he's already started to show leadership, and definitely that's definitely what I like. The secondary youth at the top level play, don't need to worry till the future. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we really have to worry too much. I would expect probably, let's see, Javon Holland was a rookie this past season. I don't expect us to have to really worry about it for another 3 to 4 years, to be honest. I think that's when you're going to start to worry. Brandon Jones and maybe Eric Rowe might be Eric Rowe probably, I think, will be out of a contract before Brandon Jones. So, I mean, we'll see where we're at when he leaves. I do believe we may need another depth player. Sorry if I didn't say that correctly. But we'll see. Let's see what else we got here. No, well. Alan Popar is reporting on Twitter, the Miami Dolphins have a cornerback trio that rivals just about any in the NFL, but they need for another position to step up at that position. We examined a candidate currently on the roster. Let's see who they examined. Okay, so they examined a couple different players. Let's see what they had to say. All right, so they go on to say the top of the Miami Dolphins cornerback depth chart is arguably the strongest group on the Miami's roster. It's led by Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and Nick Needham, who all have proven themselves at least quality NFL starters, with Howard becoming a star. I agree. I think both of them are great quality players when it comes to Nick Needham and Byron Jones. Xavier Howard is definitely probably our top cornerback. However, Miami's depth at cornerback position is a question mark. The rest of the depth chart is filled mostly with unproven young players and veterans who have bounced around the NFL for the last couple of years. We've decided to deep dive into some players who potentially would fill Miami's fourth cornerback spot this season. Whether Howard's injuries flare up again, Jones had issues recovering from his offseason leg injury, or the Dolphins play a team with a deep receiver room. This player will have to play important snaps. So the first person on the board they have is Noah Iguanaganabi. I do agree. He does need to step up this season. This is the season for Noah to show really what he has. Now, granted, he does need more playing time. I do think that the team does need to provide more minutes for him, more snaps. But they say since being drafted in the first round of the 2020 NFL draft out of Auburn, Noah has struggled to earn consistent playing time. He's played in 7 games with just 1 start last season, missed 2 games on the reserve COVID-19 list, and was inactive for another 6 games. Sorry about that. My child is screaming, so sorry about that. Let's see. When he's been on the field, things haven't been pretty. He's finished with a 53.8 coverage grade in 2021 and a 38.8 coverage grade in 2020 per PFF. I'd take that with a grain of salt. It's been rumored recently that PFF is not necessarily honest with their grades. And I don't want to say this is true, but allegedly they've taken payoffs to change grades. So take it with a grain of salt. Shake Money, I do think he has the potential. I mean, if you go back and watch his college tape, even the tape that he does have with the Dolphins, he's with the receivers, through and through usually. The problem is that when you get into those intermediate areas, he doesn't look for the ball like he should. He'd be a lot better, if he can develop that skill to look behind the back shoulder for the ball, or keep an eye on the ball. And he really, in all honesty, if you go back and look at the tape and you look at Byron Jones and you look at Noah, they're almost the same player. The only difference is that Noah is a little bit slower. So in addition to what that ability he needs to develop, he needs to make sure that he's positioned himself in the right position on the line, because receivers can snap past him, if he's out of position or not in the correct position. So that's something I would definitely keep an eye out for. I want to see that develop more. Let's see if they said anything else. Yeah, as I said, he's not the fastest corner. He ran a 4.48 40-yard dash and jumped 128 inches in the broad jump. It wasn't anything, speed demon wise or, spectacular, but we'll see. Let's see here. Next person on the board is Quincy Wilson. Wilson is the most experienced of the group, sitting behind Miami's top 3 cornerbacks as he enters his 6th season after being selected by the Indianapolis Colts in the 2nd round of the 2017 NFL Draft. Wilson currently is listed on the Dolphins roster as a defensive back, meaning he's probably getting reps at both safety and corner. Depth player, I could see that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. First 2 seasons with the Colts showed some promise between 2017 and 2018. He appeared in 20 games with 10 starts and finished with 2 interceptions, 8 pass breakups, and 39 solo tackles. Let's see here. What does it say? Yeah, it goes on to say that these numbers aren't groundbreaking. His PFF coverage grade again was 68.3 in 2017 and 62.9 in 2018. So he actually dropped. Let's see. It says, however, instead of getting better over time, Wilson has gotten worse. In 2019, he finished as a coverage grade of 32.6 and had no ball production. He then left Indianapolis for the New York Jets in 2020 and played just 4 games, and he missed his entire 2021 season with an ankle injury. All right. Well, that wasn't so great, seeing how he degraded, or had a regression, I should say. The last person they mention is Keon Crossan. Crossan is the next most experienced candidate, as he's entering his 5th season in the NFL. And the Patriots selected him in the 7th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. That means Crossan spent his rookie season under the Dolphins defensive coordinator, Josh Boyer. Like Wilson, Crossan is listed as a defensive back, but again, due to the level of competition at the safety room, Crossan's best chances to earn reps is probably at cornerback. Crossan spent the 2021 season with the Giants, where he recorded 0 ball production and just 13 total tackles in limited reps. The Western Carolina product did play 441 total snaps with the Texans from 2019 through 2020, but he didn't exactly grade out well. His best season was in 2020 when he fished with a PFF coverage grade of 61.5 compared to his 2019 grade of 44.2. They go on to say Cross unlikely be a consistent contributor on special teams, regardless of how many reps he gets on defense. That could be a special team player. There's a few other people they mention in here. The one that I'm kind of interested to see what he does, I'll go to that one because it's kind of a long article. They talk about Trill Williams. Williams is another former undrafted free agent who joined Miami after getting waived by another team. He made the Miami Dolphins 53-man roster last offseason after getting cut by the New Orleans Saints. He made his NFL debut in Week 18 against the Patriots last season, but he didn't record any stats and was inactive for 12 of Miami's games. The Syracuse product did have a strong 3-year career before going undrafted. He played in 28 games with 15 starts and recorded 93 total tackles, 4 interceptions, 10 passes defended, 3 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pick six. Williams is listed 6'1", 205 pounds, making him a prototype outside cornerback for a heavy man coverage scheme, which is perfect fit for the Dolphins defense. So he's someone I'm actually looking to see how he develops. I want to see what he can bring to the table in the preseason. That'll be someone I keep my eye out on. All right. Let's do the rundown one more time, and then I think we're going to drop the link, talk about what anybody wants to talk about. We can talk about some of the subjects we've brought up, and we'll go from there. All right. So anyway, we got this is some of the shows you can find on the Fins Tailgate. Make sure you check out Cash App or Venmo if you want to donate to the channel. Any bit helps. We got Tonk 7 TMI Tuesdays with Culler and Tonk at 9 p.m. Usually Thursday nights is color commentary. I'm filling in for the show. Saturday nights, we got Late Night Exhale with myself and Culler. I just want to give out an advertisement for this. This Saturday is Broken Takes Saturday. I don't care what your take is, how crazy, how conspiracy theory it is. It does not matter. You could tell me that Tom Brady is an alien and that's why he's the GOAT. All right. Bring that on Saturday. Come on our show. Let's talk about some of these crazy takes. We'll debate them. We'll share them. I know I have quite a few that I'm going to bring up that might tickle some people the wrong way, but we are going to talk about them. So definitely. Anyway, we also have Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, El Capitan on the TFTG show. Don't forget to check out Fanatics, where you can get all of your Dolphins gear. You can also get, we have these nice merch. For example, you can get the hat. Let's see. She doesn't come with the hat, unfortunately. We got the beanie hat, tank top, sandals. Again, the hats are really cool. They have different colors, different ones. So check them out. Definitely. So definitely check out some of the links below. Also, we have links for some cool USB mics. If you're trying to come on the show, but you don't have a mic, check out the links below. Definitely. All right. Captain, are you there? El Capitan? No. Let me see if I can share the link. One moment, everybody. Oh, we already got it out. Never mind. I didn't see it. Hey, how's it going? Is this Tony Pepperoni?
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good, Tony. How you doing?
Doing all right.
All right, cool. What do you got on your mind today? What's up?
I just want to say I haven't given up on Noah. I don't think he was given a fair shot. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have two, top starting corners that are, in their prime. It's really hard to get minutes in there or any type of playing time. So I definitely agree with you. He didn't really get a fair shot. I'm still open to him. I don't think he's a bust yet. I think with more playing time, especially this year, I think we're going to see a lot more from him, and we'll really know what he has.
Well, he was thrust in there when he was a 20-year-old. He was just a boy, and he had to, guard Stephon Diggs, and then it was DK Metcalf. It was really difficult on him, young player, and once you get in the doghouse, it's tough to get out. So he had some opportunities his first year because of injuries to Howard and Jones, but I haven't given up to him. I just don't know how he's going to get playing time though, unless there's injuries.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I honestly think with Josh Boyer, I think we may not be playing the same scheme that we've played previously. We might play variations of it. You might see the zero blitz, cover scheme come into play from time to time. But with some of the additions that they made, finally getting a linebacker, and also bringing Melvin Ingram, I could see them maybe transition to some other defensive schemes from time to time. That might bring in, situations where we might bring him on. How often? I can't tell you. I don't really know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What else you got in mind? Anything else you're excited about? Any Dolphins news you want to talk about?
There isn't tons to talk about. I mean,
yeah,
there hasn't been much activity.
I got
kind of a lull until maybe sometime in June. I'm hoping they'll sign a center, but who knows? When's training camp? When's the date for that? Mid-July?
I believe
14th?
it's the last week of July, but let me check that real quick. I can find out for you real quick here. Just pulling it up for me right now. Here we go. Okay. It says, let's see, off-season program dates. Here we go. Dates. Okay, entering minicamp. Huh, that doesn't tell me. Maybe this will tell me. Yeah, I only have the dates for the OTAs and the mandatory minicamp. It looks like mandatory minicamp is June 1st through 2nd. I believe the last 2 weeks of July is when it starts, I believe. So I know we have some practices combined with Tampa, and I believe the Eagles, is the other team we're going to be practicing with on some of the weeks. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting. So I really think Noah will have a good chance during the preseason to kind of show what he has.
Yeah, that's true. They shouldn't. I don't want them to give Howard and Jones much playing time in these exhibition preseason games.
Yeah, because if you remember, I believe his rookie season, there was no preseason, there was no voluntary minicamp or anything.
I know it was difficult on him. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So that was like that for a lot of the players that we have. So we have to, I really feel like this year should be really the year that they can show us what's going on. Q, come on the show. Let's talk, man. No banter, I promise. So Anyway, Tony, how's everything going on in the CFL these days? I don't know. I haven't been following. So when is there?
The
Has their
players
season
are on
started?
strike.
Or oh, they're striking.
Well, they're not gonna unless they've changed their mind. They're upset about the CBA.
Yeah,
So they're threatening not to play.
I understand.
The season is not scheduled to start till about start of July. I watch a little bit of it. I don't watch that much like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the best, and NFL is better.
Definitely. You got El Capitan has another video for us. Once he gets that up, we're gonna watch that together.
Right.
So let's see what we got.
Plyometrics or some sort of workout in here. No, it says
Sorry, it's hot in this room.
Yeah.
Next door.
Huh.
Typical sports.
So, how's Barry gonna start this off?
Barry says Boston. In abstention. Oh, we got to put T back.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a veteran player that's been very productive in this league, and are in conjunction with the scouting department. Our Chris and myself and the rest of the scouting department and the coaching staff felt very excited to have the opportunity to add him to the team. He's a veteran presence, a guy that's been in big games, a guy that for a young team can be very impressionable, and a playmaker to boot.
Like, when does that stuff show up? Does it show up early, or does it show up in those moments, or is it always there? You know what I mean? When is it most important?
I think that shows up. You know, the one of the great things about football is that nothing you see on Sundays just comes out of nowhere. This is a very practiced and well orchestrated game that you don't just all of a sudden have production out of nowhere. It's how you carry yourself on a day-to-day basis, especially people that are able to be productive for several years of time. That is a day in, day out process that you know, we have coaches and players that have been on teams with him that were able to kind of give us a glimpse of what we'd be getting, and that type of person first is the reason why the player exists.
Orange jersey and practice player of the day, was it your idea? Tell us how you came up with it, and just what's your process for selecting who earns that practice player of the day?
There was it actually, you know, this off season we're spitballing various things. Coach John Embry brought up the idea of, you know, there was a lot of talk about my DJ skills pre-team meetings. So to kind of put that to bed and say, hey, you know, if you're so great, why don't you show yourself? He floated the idea of having a practice player organically as a staff. We kind of came up with selecting a particular person that would not only be represented as the best player on the field from the practice before, but also take all accountability for DJ selections from the head coach and make sure everyone knows that it's the person with the orange jersey that's making those calls.
Had a negative reaction to the way the playlist.
Learning opportunity for. Some, and then just for particular selections, you know, everyone has an opinion, especially when it comes to things like that. But we talked about it as a team, and since then there's been no grumblings, because the whole point is if you have any comments or critiques over the DJ list, become the DJ.
It's basically just to take the heat off yourself.
I mean, unintended consequence. But I think there's multiple multiple winners in the whole process. But I think the guys, they definitely respect the players that have been given it, and it's something you can tell this team's full of competitors because they even within one's position group, the second one guy receives it, it seems to lift up the rest of level of play from that group.
Tua won it one of the days.
He did.
Right, showed up on video. What have you seen from him, and what do you want to see out of Tua?
I knew I saw somebody on the construction area of the Baptist Hospital. Were you looking over the fence? He earned it. I think his teammates acknowledge that. What have I seen from him? Sorry, I was distracted with the pic of you hovering over the fence. I've seen a guy that's a talent, a guy that really likes to play football. They're in the process of college evaluations, and you're in the National Football League in a different conference. You hear people describe a quarterback's instinctiveness, and that you don't. It's kind of probably how it hits your ear, hit mine, where that's intriguing, but I didn't quite know what that meant. And now I have a better idea of what that meant. I still don't have a better way to describe it besides instinctiveness, but there's a you can tell the players played the position for a long time, and that he thinks about the game of football through the lens of the quarterback position, and so been very excited about his development in terms of the offense and playing and being the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Mike, what specifically in OTAs are the 2 or 3 things you really want to achieve?
Well, I'm glad you asked. You're first trying to identify a standard with which you play and a standard with which you practice, and then within that's where your camaraderie and that's where your relationships are built. You don't they're blood, sweat, and tears that are earned over hard work, and you're trying to get a team to decide what their standard of play is going to be, and then you want to uphold that standard because it's the way that you just operate and function as a football team. So that identity, it's a tackle sport, but you can, the way we look at it is you can start that identity by the way you practice without tackling.
If you'd indulge me, I have a couple of training questions, national questions. I want to ask you first about the fullback position. When you worked with Kyle and obviously his dad, what was the significance of the fullback to that offense, and what impact has that had on your coaching philosophy?
It's been extremely impactful. I've been fortunate enough since the year 2005 to be in the same structure offense, and this would be my 7th team. And from the starting point, day one installation had a fullback involved, and one of the advantages of a fullback is that you have a backfield player that can give you different numbers on each side of the center depending on the direction he goes. So if you're in just a normal dot formation, you have 2 eligibles on each side, and then the halfback at home. Well, when you're in the I formation, is it 3-by-1 or is it 2-by-2? That's from a starting point. And it doesn't hurt that a lot of offenses have gone away from that, only because with the historical experience that our staff has had, and myself included, defenses aren't as adept at fitting those types of plays, whether it's runs or passes, and defending against it, which is a competitive advantage when you're able to find a fullback that's, it's just not any ordinary human being, or you must play with a fullback. You have to have an athletic player that is smart and can understand a lot of schemes and can read on the fly. But when that position player plays fast, it can be pretty disruptive to teams that aren't used to going against it.
I appreciate that answer. And one unrelated question. Quarterbacks, you all drafted one this year. Every team has a different evaluation for collegiate quarterbacks when they're going through the process. What are the kind of the pitfalls teams need to avoid with the evaluation process? Because we have all this information, more information than ever on these college kids, but teams still make mistakes. So what are the biggest challenges, I guess, evaluating?
I think it's paramount that you just get good quarterbacks and avoid the bad ones. No, it's like any other position. You know, that's the hardest part of football. When you're selecting players to play in a game that's slightly different. You know, there's compounding variables for success. So does your quarterback benefit from having a fast-paced, very fast, highly skilled group of eligibles? What kind of situations is the existing coaching staff that he's playing within? What is the scheme like? What is he being coached? There's so many layers, which makes this game beautiful, which makes scouting departments extremely relevant and makes it very tough. And that's why you're not 100% on any position ever, because it's an inexact science, because you're dealing with human beings that are a product of their environment, and you're forecasting what they're going to be in a completely different environment. Those are.
Can you pause the video for a moment?
There's like a laundry list of.
All right. So I like what he said there, how he mentioned you're taking the players from one environment and trying to make them work in a different environment, and how he also broke down, does this player work with these eligibles? Does this player have different, different benefits to different variables? What's up, Q? How's it going, man?
What's up, my man?
Not much. So I really liked what he had to say there. And what was your thoughts, Q, of what you heard? What did you like that you heard from him?
Well, the first thing, it tells me that he's evaluating all different phases of coaching, which is preparation, execution, and adjustment, and which is a good thing, because you don't want to just go into a game blindly and just expect to produce results. Which is one of my points that I'm bringing out right now, because that's exactly what happened last season, and incompetence, on head coaching and coaching in general, not just Flores, but other coaching areas and offense. And
it goes from the top down, bro. It just goes the top down, because there was too many incompetent sides. Even our GM, I like to say that our GM is gangster when it comes to wheels and dealing. You know what I mean? With trading, and we seem to always come up on top with whatever trade that we make, right? And I like that, and I don't discount him for that, and I don't discount him for any of the great players he's brought to the team. However, at some point, you need to address certain positions properly, so these other variables that jump at you don't have to be an issue at all. And that's where I blame even Chris Greer, and even with some of the hirings that we've had over the last couple seasons. It's just, we're not professionals, we're not in the NFL, but we can see where mistakes are being made, so I definitely
think it's just finding that like you could bring in A grade ingredients to the pot, and you try to mix and mash, but it won't taste good, right? But you need the right ingredients just to make something taste really good. And so I think that was one of the problems, is you bring all these coaching, all these pieces, and it just doesn't fit right. So the main problem was just trying to bring it all together, right? You have it there, try to make it work, bring it all together, and see where you could try to figure out a winning solution or a formula from it.
Yeah, and see, that's basically what I had the issue with. It seemed like they were just trying to go with it and find a solution on the fly in the middle of games. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas, it seems like everything we've done this offseason has a reason and has a rhyme. Do you understand what I'm saying? The players, we can see where they have roles. We can see why they're bringing in certain coaching staffs and how they fit in the puzzle.
Yeah.
You know, I can already hear it from our head coach to all of our assistant coaches and anyone that comes in front of the microphone to talk on behalf of our team. It sounds like they actually have a real plan in place and they're following that plan through. And that's what we should have been doing from the get-go, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you know,
simply put, they're addressing the main problem, which was incompetence. Now they're being competent about what they're doing, about people they're bringing in. They're meticulously, selecting these, players and coaches, just to build this dynamic team, right? They want a team now. And it's looking good, Ali. I'm telling you, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we've been at it, at each other's throats about Steelers and Miami. I'm telling you now, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm scared, bro. I am terrified for this team. I call this team an all Madden cheat code, right? It's an all Madden, like all Madden, because you go on all Madden, you either have an all pro team, which is your regular roster, your depth chart.
Hold on for me 1 second. I need to do something because you said that. Just bear with me 1 moment, my friend. Let me find it. It is, I think it's this one. I'm going to play this, and I know it's someone else's, but I'm going to use it anyway. Breaking news. Q is stating that this is an all Madden cheat code by the Miami Dolphins. He is actually afraid for the Steelers game. You heard it. Get your receipts now. So, Q, you said that you're afraid of the Miami Dolphins. Please tell us why.
Because I see when I try to break down a team, I try to find their weaknesses first. I see no weaknesses, except for that O-line. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to give that O-line a pass because it is much better than what it was last year. Way better. So I don't know how it's going to, how it's all going to come together, how they're going to perform. So I'm just leaving that mystery variable alone. And I'm going to say this team has no weaknesses except for itself, right? The only reason why this team is going to lose is because they're not executing.
Yeah, I that's basically how I see it. If you don't execute, that's where it's not going to work. Just to comment real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, Q. Clifty, homers love all the moves the Finns make, but can never explain why it never results in playoffs. Let's be 100% honest. Not every homer is going to say that we made all the right moves. I personally didn't like our moves, last off season. We really didn't do anything in the free agency. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Ali. I'm sorry, Ali. Let me hop on Cliff. Let me hop on Cliff real quick.
Okay,
Cliff,
go ahead.
It's simple, bro. It comes down when you got a team that's set, you got a team that's prepared, you got a team that has a game plan. They've done their homework, they made their game plan, they're set. It all comes down to execution, Cliff. It all comes down to execution. If the other team outperforms and out executes, the Miami Dolphins, then that's why they fell, because of execution. But if the Miami Dolphins execute perfectly, according to the game plan, according to adjustments, according to all that preparation they've done, this team can be 17-0, and that's not far-fetched. That's not reaching, bro. I'm being real about it.
That's another breaking news right there. Q is saying we're going to go 17-0. Just kidding, Q. No. You have to look at it objectively, but if you look at the player personnel we brought in, the schemes we're going to run, and who we have to play this season, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but 17-0 is a possibility under certain circumstances.
Possibility. It is.
Yes, that's all that matters. It's a possibility. And I mean, beyond the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Bills, I don't really see other teams that are going to give us that much trouble. I know you and I banter about the Steelers game, and I do respect the Steelers defense.
It's all love, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And I do love, the Steelers running game, but if you look at it, you guys are going to have probably either a rookie QB or a QB that hasn't really, had the, what's that called, where you connect with your players? What do they call that? You know what I'm talking, the word I'm looking for, right? The
I'm kind of old too, bro. So
you know what I'm saying. It's a word basically that you work well with your team because you've been around them for a while. I
Synergy
can't
or
think of the
something like
term.
that.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. Synergy. Yeah, the synergy
Yeah.
isn't quite there yet if you guys roll with Trubinsky. So we'll see what happens. I think that's a good Sunday night game, and I'm gonna respect the Steelers when they come, but hopefully we pull it out. What did CB83 says? I didn't get to see that. That said, where did these? Here he goes. Cliff the Bills troll sounds about right. Just here run. Yeah, let's see. Iceman, come on the show, man. Come here and talk to us.
Come on, bro.
Everybody, CB83. Anybody want to come on the show? El Capitan can drop the link again. Let's talk it out. I got an hour. We have an hour to do this before we have to drop off. So let's talk.
Are you surprised at my tears, sir?
You look like an ape.
Strong men also cry. Strong men also cry.
Yes, we do. We do.
We do.
But anyway, Iceman's talking some smack. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, man, this year out of previous years, like I was trying to say before, is that it looks like they have a plan. In the 20 I want to say it was the 2020. Was it 2020? No. Yeah, it was this past season, the 21 the 21 free agency off season. We didn't do anything. We didn't add anybody really. We added Fuller, who was really didn't even get to see the field, and he wasn't even my number one receiver target personally that I wanted to go for. We did bring in, and I have to correct myself. The other night, or actually the other day, during the day when they had a daytime show going, I mentioned that we didn't address the offensive line. I take that back. We did address the offensive line. However, because of off the field issues, we had to drop that person. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we kind of did, but we didn't bring in a steady person to really solidify that position at all. So
let me say this. Well, this team they had the personnel, right? They had good personnel. They had star-studded defense. Players but it was just on the coaching part, right? It didn't get coached up that well. And you got to be real. I'm not bashing Flores. Flores is my guy now. He's my linebackers coach now. But I'm just saying that was the one variable that didn't add up. It was that one thing that didn't bring all that talent together and just help bring out the most out of the talent, right? Out of the players, and help produce wins and stops and touchdowns and whatever stats you want to throw out there. But like you said, man, just looking at it, listening, watching, observing, and I've been observing not just the Dolphins, the Bills. I've been on some Bills, just engaging with Bills fans with San Diego. I almost say San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers. I've been on some of their panels, not their panels, but their streams, and man, everybody's sleeping on the Dolphins, bro. And I keep telling them, man, you keep thinking that way, they're gonna come from behind and they're gonna bite you in the ass, bro. Because that's what this offense is gonna do. It's gonna come in, it's gonna surprise you. You're gonna be like, whoa, where did that come from, right? But you've seen it all along. You've been seeing it unfold. You've been seeing the Dolphins bringing it together. And I'm not gonna be a blind dude, right? I'm gonna see what I see, and I'm gonna observe, and I'm gonna understand that that's what's going on, and that's the reality of it. So I'm gonna say, all right, the Dolphins are not the same team they were 10 years ago, and that's that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I think times have changed. I think it's safe to say that. I mean, look at us. The last 2 seasons, we've been almost in the playoffs, one game out each year. You can't say that
Just
we're
yeah,
the same old
just
team
so
from
close,
previous years.
almost there, but so close.
Yeah. So I think this is the year that, things are going to be in our favor. One thing before we continue with this press conference video, um, McDaniel said something I kind of liked about what he said about the fullback position, having a player there that can play fast. It really throws offense, or I'm sorry, defenses off. I actually like to hear that. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like this entire team and all of the receivers that we've brought in, they're all seem to be very fast. They have, they can play fast and have speed to them. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah,
this offense is going to be moving very quickly, both running and passing. I think it's going to be a speed, rhythm offense. That's what I really see out
it
of it.
is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and listening to what McDaniel said about having a key component in the fullback in an offensive scheme that he's been accustomed to for 7 years with 7 teams for how many years he's been a coach in the league, and it just shows you, man. Like, I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it, but sometimes I just don't say it, right? You don't want to give the other team the edge, right? You don't want to let them know, like, that's it right there. That's the main thing you got to focus on is the fullback, right? But I'm really excited, bro. I'm excited for football in general. I'm a Steelers fan, but I love what the Dolphins are doing. I'm really excited to see what they could be doing. And just to add on to the fact that they are the only team that went undefeated, and it is their 50th anniversary in celebration of that undefeated team that went undefeated in '72, under Coach Don Shula. So who knows,
Yeah,
man? It
just
might be a
just imagine if we were to
reminiscent
do
of
that and
sport.
run the table.
Oh man, that'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah, you know, a couple months back, I mentioned that with these additions, we could go 20-0. Who knows, man? If that were to, I know it's crazy. I know it's super crazy, but
It
if we were
is,
to
it
do
is, but
that, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. All right, man. Let's start up this rest of this video and see what he had to say.
all right, all right.
Of different things that can create success or failure in the NFL. So you just try to project what are the things that that NFL quarterback is going to be asked to do. Namely, he's going to have to. I'm not sure when you guys watch NFL games, but the pockets aren't huge. There's a lot of congestion. There's a lot of traffic going in and around quarterbacks. Can they play the position in high duress? Are they tough? Can they anticipate? Those types of things. You're looking at the college game that they're playing and trying to extrapolate to an unforeseen future. Really.
You have a follow?
I'll go ahead next.
Okay. Wanted to ask you about Connor Williams. I don't know. We saw him working inside.
Did you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And is that more of everybody cross training, or is that a realistic option for him? And how much of that experience was part of the reason why you guys explored signing him?
When you're training a player, specifically one that has had inside flexibility, he's played center in pre games, and you're trying to train, and you have a multitude of linemen that have versatility. Not a great to learn the intricacies of the offense, then with different alignments and assignments. Namely, the center position, you have to make about calls, and so you have to really know what everyone's doing. So it doesn't hurt to you don't want to ever put a ceiling on and decide before you see them play within your system exactly where you want players to kind of decide that for you. And it's something that an offensive line, you guys have been around the NFL game long enough. There's so many things that can happen. and you're only as good as your versatility within the NFL framework of a season. So if you it only benefits the Miami Dolphins if you're able to play a multitude of positions, and we felt one of those positions for Connor would be center.
You guys brought in a handful of receivers this offseason in kind of the same vein as guys that can play multiple positions.
I don't mean to interrupt, but just want to point out.
Same idea at the receiver position.
I just want to point out that Coach Mike McDaniel just reiterated what I've been saying about Connor Williams at center.
Yeah.
It is the possibility.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Welcome to Iceman to the show, everybody. Welcome. Go ahead with what you were saying. What were you saying, Q?
No, because I've been saying, I think for a couple of weeks, that maybe Connor Williams, because he has experience at the center position, maybe he could fill in for Dieter, while you can put Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt at guard because they are maulers. But the problem is with Austin Jackson is he has happy feet on the outside when he was playing tackle. So Coach just reiterated that yes, we are looking at Connor Williams at the center position. And I just wanted to make that point out real quick. Sorry to interrupt the video.
No, it's okay. What do you got, Iceman? What do you think?
I mean, I like that Connor Williams at center position. I kind of agree with that. He kind of, you might kill me for this, but he kind of reminds me of a young Mike Pouncey. The way they two kind of the physicality, and the leadership. Like we haven't seen that in a while. When I used to listen to Hard Knocks back in the old days, and listen to Mike Pouncey, he's like, I won't fight you on the field. I'll fight you in the locker room. And I see, this guy Connor. He did the same thing with the Cowboys years back when he was young with the Hard Knock, and it was kind of funny to see the two I know like Connor gives a lot of penalties. Yes, I understand that with the Cowboys, but that was the Cowboys. I think with Mike McDaniel, he'll justify and understand what Connor's strengths and weaknesses are, just like you said earlier on, and I agree with him. Like if he's at the center position, that's fantastic. Now, if we can move, like you said, Austin Jackson to the left or either to the right, well, we know Robert has established himself like today with the red, or is it orange? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's orange.
Orange, right? Yeah. There's
that is so
yeah. They have the white, green. Or I'm sorry, the aqua, and then they have the red jersey, which the QB wears so that they don't touch him. And then the standout player is orange.
I love that. Orange, I think that's awesome what Mike McDaniel did. That's pretty cool to allow the self-esteem of an individual football player is going to bring out the best of him. But not only that, for the whole team, because they look at that person and say, "Bro, congrats, bro, you're balling."
Bro, he did. Mike McDaniel just said, he said, you don't want to set a player's ceiling and floor. You want them to do that for you, right? So he's basically saying, you have wings, fly as high as you can, right?
That's like right. He even I guess the person with the orange jersey also gets to control the music that's played during practice.
The music,
yeah. So
hey, they got some nice speakers too on the buildings. Those are nice. So shout out to Stephen Ross.
Yeah, actually, have you been to the training facility?
Not yet. No, we have not. Going in the summer though, so I will.
I am too. I haven't been to it either, but everything I've seen online and what people that I know have gone, they say it's unbelievable. Like it's really
beautiful.
Yeah, state of the art. They say it's really awesome.
Yes.
So
I give Stephen Ross, like, I understand in the past he learned from his mistakes. The red carpet and all that glamour in the what's it called, Sun Life Stadium. Yeah. But now he's actually invested the stadium, invested his time, invested all his money into his players, which we have not seen in a long time. Bringing back these guys, keeping them as a whole. Well, that brought me tear to my eyes, because usually we let Wes Welker or whoever go and they go and ball out and become Pro Bowls, Hall of Famers.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, and I kind of like the fact that we keep talking about versatility. In some positions, you definitely need that. Offensive line, I really feel, is one of them. You need to be able to play the right tackle, the guard position. I don't know if you've seen how big Connor Williams is. He's a very big man, to be honest.
Oh, I can imagine. He was number 56, right?
I can't remember what number he is, but I was watching a video where Ingold, our fullback, showed up,
Mhm.
and he's a pretty big, stocky guy. And then Connor Williams shows up, and he looks like a giant compared to him. I'm like, holy shit, that's massive. I mean, it's big guy.
Intimidating. I like that though.
Yeah,
So when
that's what I like. So
and shout out to that Buffalo Bills fan in here. We appreciate you guys. Like we like having you guys, talk because when we win that division, come back and see us. It's our 50th anniversary, like you said, for the 1972 undefeated.
thank you. I'm going to advertise something else, but it's a little bit soon. I was going to wait, but I'm going to advertise it right now. So just bear with me one moment. This is going to be. Breaking news. On Ali's Late Night Exhale, yes, my show, we're going to have Bring the Smoke Saturday 2 Saturdays from today. So not this weekend. Next weekend is Bring the Smoke Saturday. So anybody that's watching that is a big fan of another team, or there's something you don't like or whatever, come on the show, talk the smoke, bring it as much as you want. It's all banter. We're all friendly here. We're not going to hate on it. Go ahead and show pride in your team. You know what I mean?
It's what we're
That's
here
what
for.
I'm talking
We want that.
Yep.
So
I'm there,
even
I'm
you,
there.
Q, even though you're in the
there, bro.
closet
I'm
Miami
there.
Dolphin fan, I know.
Hey,
Even-
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna be on record, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Man,
Come on my
I'm
show.
a fan of this
No
team,
worries.
bro. I'm a fan of the Dolphins, bro. I'm a fan
I
of the Dolphins.
understand. I understand. But even if you're a fan of a different team,
So
all I'm
you
saying
might
is
want to
come
break
out.
that news.
I'm gonna be break that news. What?
You might want to break that news. Breaking news: Q is now a Dolphins fan.
Oh well. Oh, here we. Breaking news. Breaking news. Q is now officially a Miami Dolphins fan. You've heard it here on the Fins Tailgate
Let's
first.
go.
We have converted a Steelers fan into a Miami Dolphins fan. All
Hey,
right.
hey, don't
Hit the like button. Hit the
What is this?
subscribe. Q it will now be applying for a new position as a Miami Dolphins fan. Everyone start donating money to the channel. We'll invest in getting Q his first Dolphins jersey.
Yes. And it's gonna say Tua.
And yeah, you know what? You ain't lying. I need me a Dolphins jersey. I might just start buying a number one. You know, buy me a number one jersey just to start off.
Get in the back saying Don Shula. You'll never go wrong with that. Or Dan Marino. Never
Yeah,
go
or
wrong.
Marino, bro. Marino is the best QB, and he's from Pittsburgh. So
There
I
you
know-
go. Yeah.
There you go.
You won't get
Hey,
shouted
but
as
the
much
reason
for
why
that.
I'm here, the reason why I'm here is because of Tua. You know, I follow this kid from St. Louis all the way here, so I gotta go with number one. You know, just to pay homage to my guy. But you know, the next jersey for sure is gonna be 13. You know, I gotta honor the legend himself, Dan the Man.
That's right, Dan the Man Marino.
And
He was. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, cute. No, I mean, Ali, go ahead, man. It's your show.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say that he was one of the reasons I became a Dolphin fan next to my grandmother. She's the one that kind of planted the seed, and then I became a fan through her. But you know, Dan the Man was the guy that was in charge back then, and
See, when
I
I
loved
moved
it.
when
Go
I
ahead.
moved to the States when I was very young at the age of 8, because I'm 29 now. So when I moved at
Hey,
8,
where you
I
from?
was
Where you from, Ice Man? Real quick.
Montego Bay, Jamaica, JA.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, man.
come on.
Yeah, man. We'll go on. But
What?
when I moved, well, in Jamaica, it's kind of connected to the United Kingdom. So anything they do, we kind of replicate and try to copy. So we didn't have any NFL, no nothing. There's only one team you'll get, Miami Dolphins. You go to London, it's huge. You go to JA, Montego Bay, or Kingston, or Ocho Rios, huge. Number one, Dolphins. And then when I got to Miami, it's the first team I said, that's what I'm gonna go to. Spend hella money, go to the ticket get concession stand, and enjoy my time there because I've been waiting for too long. And when you guys go to that stadium, it's amazing.
Yeah. If Q, have you ever been?
Bro, no, I'm like I said, bro. Like the only states that I've been to are on the West Coast because predominantly, man, Polynesians are mostly widely found on West Coast, states. And you hardly
Yeah.
find any Polynesians in the East Coast states. But let me tell you something, bro. One of these days, I'm gonna be there, bro. Miami is one of the destinations, along with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Miami Stadium, if you ever get to go to the Hard Rock, it does not matter where you're sitting. You could be in the nosebleeders with me because that's where I'm sitting for my season tickets.
Me
You could
too.
be in the
Yeah.
corner, you can be in the end zone. It doesn't matter. You have an amazing view of that stadium. It
Yeah.
does not matter where you're sitting. They're great seats. So I definitely recommend it if you ever get a chance to go to a game, definitely go.
Yeah.
And Q, when you're at the stadium too, make sure you walk around the stadium and take in the history because they got statues, they got everything. But
Oh,
the
for
best
sure,
part
bro.
is like they got these what's it called, concerts at sometimes like none of these NFL stadiums do that. They don't even have concerts before the game. So I highly recommend, bro, when you're there, it's gonna be the best. Even the people that are watching here and don't have a chance to go to the city of Miami, when you guys do in the future, just know that you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. But yeah, it's can't wait, dude. We got Q, we got Iceman here. Everybody make
Yeah,
sure you
man.
hit like and subscribe.
I've been
I-
wanting to watch football games at a stadium. I think the only game I've been to was the one in Arizona where Steelers played the Arizona.
Oh man,
It
that
was a
Super
home
Bowl.
game. No.
Interesting
It
fact.
was
Oh, I was gonna say, Q, you just like lived it up. You topped us, like man. If you went to that Super Bowl,
no.
Hey,
It
check
was the Arizona game where it looked like it was a home game for us.
this.
We
oh,
was
okay.
just whooping on Arizona. Yeah, it was just all yellow and stuff.
Check this out. True fact. I found out this today. Arizona Cardinals hold the record for the longest streak without a championship. Out of all sports, doesn't matter what sport, they have the longest streak, 75 years.
Wow, it used to be Chicago Cubs, right? And then they got their
Yeah.
World Series.
So the
Oh,
only other
man.
team that is close to them in the 70s, I think it's 73 years, is well, it used to be called the Cleveland Indians. Now they're the Cleveland Guardians. They have the longest streak without a championship win.
Wow.
Yeah. So that
Mhm.
was kind of interesting. Interesting facts. When you brought up Arizona, I was like, oh, I know something about them. So
They're gonna be a good team this year. I know that Kyler Murray's having his issues and all that, but I think they're gonna be decent. But they
All
come
right.
face us, we'll kick the hell out of them.
I had a take I was gonna wait till Saturday. This Saturday on my show is Broken Takes.
I
So
didn't ruin it, right?
No, I'll talk about it because it's not that big of a deal. That's not my big
Alright.
one. I have one that's gonna blow your mind and you're gonna be like, oh my God. But since you brought it up, we'll talk about a little bit about it. They got the Hard Knocks, right?
Yeah.
So the Cardinals have the Hard Knocks, and I feel like they're gonna have that Hard Knocks curse, man. I think it's gonna mess with them, and it's gonna implode on the field. That's what I think.
Man, I see that. It's
Because
two
every
teams, right?
yeah, the first I know the Cardinals have the off season, and then there's one during the season. I don't know who that is though.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Anybody
either.
knows that in the comments? Please put that in the comments.
I don't know who that is. I really don't.
Yeah.
Hey Ali,
I mean-
I'm sorry. I got it. My auntie, she about to leave today. She's about to take a 5,000-mile flight back to Alaska from American
wow.
Samoa. So we're about to go send
All
her
right,
off
man.
and say
Go,
goodbye to her.
spend time with family, and thank you for
Yeah.
coming on the show, man. Safe
All right.
trip to your aunt.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank you for having me. All right, Ali. Iceman, you guys have a good day.
Thank
No
you.
doubt, man.
All right, man. So let's actually watch the rest of this video. If El Capitan wants to put it on, I want to see what else he had to say.
How they see the game from different spots at those positions.
Yeah, we're primarily first and foremost we're looking for good football players, and what we've I know our coaching staff has learned over the course of their careers. I have extensive experience in the fact that the more you know, the more versatility you have, the more that you can isolate and take advantage of matchups in a given week. So I think Chris shares the same view as I have, where there's a degree of allure or attractiveness to football players that can do a multitude of things. That makes them remember they're a cog in a wheel efficiency is what you're trying to create on both sides of the ball, because it is the ultimate team sport in that you have the most players working in unison at the same time, as well as it's a game of inches, as we know, where the most minute shortcoming of technique or the best execution of technique can be the difference in winning and losing games. That was fun. All right.
I love his energy. I love his energy.
Definitely. I definitely love his energy too. Now, one thing he just said there that I really like is that this game is a game of inches. It could be minute as the technique. I really like that saying. And it's true because there were times the last 2 seasons where we were doing plays that just did not really make sense at the time. You know,
Jacoby.
yeah, you have third down and you're running the ball, you know, or you know, when we were passing, yeah,
and we couldn't get it.
Yeah, it was like they were trying to one up the other team without really thinking it through properly. You know what I mean? And
it was just baffling to see. Like I said to
Mm-hmm.
myself, okay, you're switching Tua to put in Jacoby to get and I love when Mike said it's a game of inches, and it's
Mm-hmm.
facts, because last year that was our problem. We could not run the damn ball even for 1 inch, even if Jacoby wanted to come in and go up the middle if he wanted to, but couldn't do it for his life.
Definitely. Let's see here. I got about 30 minutes left, guys, so let's make the best of this. I got something we can talk about. I was kind of wanting to talk about it because it just it was very interesting, the numbers that I saw, and I want to get your opinion on this, Iceman. All right. So, and again, I have to say we have to take this with a grain of salt because this is coming from pff.com. So, and like I said, if the allegations are true, not saying they are, you know, we have to kind of take that with a grain of salt. Okay. So one thing I was reading is basically checkdowns. So checkdowns are designed to generate positive play out of a negative situation. Elite coverage or unexpected pressure can disrupt a passing play timing and take away the bigger play a quarterback wants to make. But the check down allow signal callers to still generate positive play rather than throw the ball away or take the sack. Would you agree? Would you agree with that statement? Is that what check downs allow you to do?
Man, pro football, man, sometimes they're very iffy on that, you know, because if I was the quarterbacks per se, and I wanted to do the checkdowns, but to be methodical and be safe about it, yes, but at the same time, it comes with a heavy risk, as we know, because the middle linebacker and the free safety can come droop down on you, and what are you going to do then? Are you gonna stutter and give it to the play action to your running back, or are you gonna say, screw this, I'm not gonna hand you the ball, I'm gonna have to cut outside and hit the A gap or B gap if I can, but it's not gonna happen in football terms. I mean, it's like a 50-50 chance, we know that, but it's like a toss-up.
So they're saying what the problem arises is that quarterbacks are too quick to hit checkdown options, which never gives bigger play an opportunity to develop. All right. So, for example, an argument that I've seen is that Tua doesn't read his checkdowns properly. All right. And then I've seen examples where, like, they say Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears holds onto the ball too long and he doesn't read the checkdowns. So they're trying to say that checkdowns should be really used because it gets you out of tough situations without taking the sack or, you know, running the ball and you take a loss. You know, it's a safer play.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, reviewing what they were saying, and then they have a list of who has the highest checkdown rates in the NFL versus who has the lowest, and then who also has the highest rate when it comes to third downs, right? And it had some interesting people on the list. So the highest checkdown rate is Trevor Lawrence. He 11.3% of the time, he out of 68 attempts, he's check downing out of 668 dropbacks, which is about 68 attempts.
Yeah.
Right. Then you have Mike Glennon, who's at 9.8, and then Derek Carr, who is 9.5. Derek Carr recently signed a big contract with the Raiders, as you know. So very interesting. Then we have at number 5, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, Mr. Teddy.
8.9% he's looking for
Okay.
checkdowns. Okay. So he is the 5th highest in the NFL.
I like it.
All right. So in comparison, we're going to now look at to see who's on the lowest side of the checkdown rate, right? And some of the names that are in the top 10 of the checkdown rate surprised me on the lower end. Okay. And that's, I want to put that into perspective. What's up, Drubitron? Come on the channel if
Come
you want.
on,
We got about 30 minutes, so definitely come on. So number 1, lowest checkdown rate, which means that he's holding on to the ball the longest to allow the play to develop, is Jalen Hurts. Okay, 3.3% of the time.
Wow.
Okay, number 2, and this is for our team. Number Tua Tagliova. Yeah, can't even say his last name. Tua. Sorry. Tua is number 2 lowest check down rate at 4%. So 4% of the time he's check downing.
Of this past season.
Of this past season, yes.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. Do you also understand you got no offensive line? The center position was letting people walk right through most of the time. I've looked at so much tape, bro, and you can blame it on him. There's some, yes, I agree, he should have threw the ball away or whatever, but there are times where he only had less than a second to even look at the first read. I mean, it was pretty bad. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to be fair. You know what I mean? So then, and this is where it gets really interesting. Number 5 on this lowest surprised me. Josh Allen. Josh Allen has the lowest checkdown rate at 4.6% at number 5.
Oh, man.
Number 6 is Baker Mayfield at 4.6. So they're technically tied. And then number 7 blew me out of the water. Patrick Mahomes.
Mr. Mahomes.
So Mr. Mahomes, he's in the top 10 lowest, and he's sitting there holding on to the ball rather than check downing himself. So that's what I'm saying. You can make the argument that check down should be done. It's the safer route. But if we want our quarterbacks to be, our quarterback to be elite, if you want to say, and we've been throwing that word around, everybody has a different interpretation of what elite is. And to me, it's having the killer instinct, right? Of being able to make something happen. That's what elite to me means. And if we're going to hold Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes at this level of being elite, you know what I mean? You have to look at, are they check downing? Are they holding on to the ball too long? And according to this, based on the percentages, they're one of the highest of holding onto the ball to let the play out. Right?
Remember that play with Jerome Baker 2 years back when Patrick was holding that damn ball too long? He swerved out to the left side, and Jerome said, "Nope, I'm gonna get your ankles and catch you, fool. Gotcha."
Yeah.
They had the ball too long.
I think in that game, if it's the same one I'm thinking about, Patrick Mahomes got sacked for like a 30-yard loss. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like 30 something. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that game. That was a good game. We almost came back in the fourth quarter. That game.
Yes.
If only we got that rhythm going on earlier. It was like
I know.
It would have been good. But it just surprised me. Even in the top 20 for the lowest checkdown rate, you have Lamar Jackson, which is understandable. He runs a lot. He's running, so I get that. Ben Roethlisberger, even for a down year, he even had one of the lowest checkdown rates himself.
Yeah.
But Joe Burrow, for all your Burrow fans, he's in the top 11. He's number 11 on the list, so he's not even check downing.
He's not check down Charlie.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
So that being said, that was kind of interesting. Now, here is where I have an issue with our backup quarterback.
Tell me.
Teddy. I like Teddy as a backup. I really feel that he can be very comparable to us when we need him in the event of injury or something else, God forbid. I'm knocking on wood right now for real.
I was just about it. Yep.
Yeah. So all that being said, I really like what he could bring to the table. However, this is what I don't like.
What's up?
Highest check down rate on third down. Number 1 is Mason Rudolph. He's the quarterback for the Steelers. He was
Yeah.
their starting. Now I think he's like third or fourth
Third or
string now.
fourth, yeah.
Then
Got
he's at
smacked.
18%, right?
Wait,
18%.
Mason Rudolph was the one that got smacked by the helmet by Myles Garrett, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
That
here
was
to dispute what really happened on that play, but if you actually go back to it and rewind and slow-mo it, it looks like he tried to kick the Browns defensive end in between the legs, and that's what
so
started the whole thing.
Mason tried kicking Myles Garrett, and then from there Garrett just
Went off.
Okay.
That's how I saw it. I mean, I could understand why Mason Rudolph was upset because he keeps getting sacked play after play and getting thrown around play after play. He was frustrated. I get that. But if you go back and watch it, he subtly looks like he's trying to get up, but it also looks like he tried to cheap shot him between the legs a little bit. And that's what I think really started the whole thing.
You're probably right. I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I mean, there's some rumors that there was, I believe the claim was that he said something that was not very nice, and I'm not going to say what the word is,
Probably
but from my angle, it looked like he tried to kick him there, and that's why if it was me, I'd be pissed off too. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if it was me, I would have gone off on Mason Rudolph also.
I mean, I've never seen a fight in NFL history like that. The last time I saw a huge fight like that was with Metta World Peace when he played for the Lakers. I mean, the last time I saw someone actually go for the hands, besides the helmet talking, but I mean, like crazy. Because when was the last time we saw that in the NFL? A crazy fight breaking
I
out.
got one for you. I just remembered. And I could be wrong about the receiver. I know the corner, and anybody in the chat that's watching, please tell me or type in who these players were. I know one of them, I believe, was Des Bryant. And Des Bryant, the receiver for the Cowboys, was playing Titans, and I can't remember the corner. And or maybe it was no, hold on. Maybe it was
Michael Crabtree, the Oakland Raiders.
No, maybe it was the receiver from the Texans, maybe.
Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan going at each other. Yes.
That's what it was.
I remember
That's
that
what
one.
it was. Yeah.
Just, Cortland just, yeah.
Oh, they didn't even hike the ball. They just threw helmets off and just went at it, dude.
Well, Cortland started it, though. He grabbed Andre's face mask, and Andre says, dude, don't do that again. So what does Cortland do? The same thing. And then Andre said, nah, I'm going to rip your helmet off and start bashing you.
That was the craziest fight I've seen. You know, that was nuts.
You don't mess with alumni, bro. They got Miami Floridians, bro. You know, they got that smoke, bro.
They do. Yeah, that was, oh man, that fight was awesome. But yeah, there's not a lot of fights that I've seen. You know, there wasn't even the only other crazy thing I think was when Flo decided he wanted to go up against the entire Bengals team. He was pissed off in that game. That was insane.
I mean, I would have done the same thing because if a player, I mean, Zach Taylor probably had some animosity and some anger to the Dolphins organization saying, how can you just let me go? I was your quarterback's coach. I worked my way up. You should have given me the chance. So I think he tried to send a message to Jakeem. But then if you sent it twice, that's just saying, all right, Zach, you just trying to pick a fight, man. Like, we get the message, but you send it again. Like,
how many unnecessary roughness penalties do you need before enough is enough? I mean,
I hated that game. Although that stadium was so, even the fans, we couldn't even just look at each other. We were so just, you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Just couldn't.
So, but anyway, Teddy Bridgewater is number 2 on this list for third down, highest check down rate, and that concerns me.
Yeah.
He has 12.4% rate of check downing, and that's second highest in the NFL last year. Yeah. So that's on third downs. So the reason that concerns me is because like I said, I want our quarterbacks to be lethal on third down. I don't want to check down in the flat and just take it to fourth down. We want to go after first down yardage. I want the play develop, and I want you to, throw it to the open receiver that's down the field 10 yards.
I think what we're missing in that stadium, since the Dolphin fans have been dying for Dan Marino, I get that, but I feel like we're going to finally see Tua actually say, all right, let me step back. I got 3 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds. Oh, there you go, Cedric, got you. Boom. And it might be a 50-yarder, who knows? Because Cedric is known for getting down. He could stay, okay, this is Jalen. You got Tyreek at the 1, and then right in between, you could stick Cedric, and he could just go off and do some crazy things. He's a sleeper.
Yeah. Now, as a disclaimer, I know on here I put Tua's number 1 fan. That was a shout out to Culler because Culler's biggest critic is Tua. But the truth behind it is, for me, is that I respect Tua's game. I saw him in college. I know he has the ability. I just want a fair chance to see what he can do in the NFL without all the smoke of, does my team want me or not?
Or not. All the
You
trade
know, am I
rumors, all
going
that
to
good stuff.
trade? Or are you going to get an offensive line that's actually
Yeah.
going to halfway block? We don't even. This is what the other thing that irritated me. We drafted, and I think his last name is Pierre, offensive tackle from Ohio State, right? In the 6th or 7th round, we drafted him, and then we released him after training camp. He ended up going to the Bengals, starting for the Bengals, and started in the Super Bowl. Do you understand what I'm saying? That stuff right there irritates me. If you're gonna invest, let these kids develop. Do you see
Develop,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah, let them develop.
And I
We
think
haven't
they've
done that
kind of
lately.
seen that with Austin Jackson, but I could be wrong there too, because I know they're giving a chance with Austin, but you're right on that too. When he went to the Bengals, I was kind of upset too. I said, "Damn, bro, this is exactly what Gio was talking about a couple nights ago." Gio said, he said on his podcast, he has this guy that goes to the Raiders now and is balling out for them, and I mean balling out. And I was like, you know what? You, Ali, and Gio have a point there. Every time we let these studs go, they do like what John Jerry did for the Packers. So it's like I don't know what it is. I think we have a curse. I don't know.
We don't hold on to these players, you know. I mean, and that I think is we're too, like you said, we're in too much of a rush to find the next Dan Marino. Why don't we develop the next Dan Marino? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Mahomes, he didn't play his whole first season. I don't think Tua should have. I think Tua should have sat the whole season.
I kind of agree.
Actually,
I do.
you know, make sure his hip is good. Work on building that muscle memory in the
Yes.
hip. Work on the precision throwing, and learn the playbook for a whole year.
Yeah, the
And then he
playbook,
knows,
yeah.
and then he knows the playbook, so you can, when he comes out, he can look amazing. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they did with Mahomes. He played in the preseason for, you know, the couple games he did, but then he sat the whole season behind Alex Smith.
Yes,
You know what
and
I mean?
I loved Alex Smith. He was honestly, he did not get a lot of credit for what he did for that team. So I know, like, same for Fitzpatrick. I kind of see a resemblance that we kind of took that DNA and took it and kind of copied and pasted it. Because when Fitzy came in, man, he saved us. But then some days he didn't save us. We were like, damn, Fitzy, why would you do that? But then
Yeah.
some days we'll love him. So I mean, it was like a hate type relationship. Love.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then in addition, you look at let's take the yin and the yang. So you have Mahomes who sat a year and then he came out looking like an all-star, right? Then you have Josh Allen. Josh Allen took him 3 seasons before he actually could say, wow, this kid can play. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times I was on other shows saying that Josh Allen is a joke, most inaccurate thrower. You know, TD was calling him a bum, and he still calls him a bum, even though
Yeah, he
now
still
he's
does.
yeah, you know what I mean?
And
So
stuff,
you have all those people saying things about him for
TD goes and says every time he's like, someone brings up Josh Allen, he goes, trash, trash. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Yeah, you know, now he's proven that he's right, that he's, you know, a good player and everything.
Yeah.
And it took him 3 seasons. It took Drew Brees 3 seasons, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Young, I don't even think like was
He went to
drafted.
the Falcons and then he wait.
No,
was it
no,
the
no.
Falcons?
No, Brett
That was
Favre
Brett.
Brett got traded after his first
Right.
or second year to Green Bay, and that's where he blew up.
My bad.
Steve Young, I think, got drafted in like the 6th round or something, and it wasn't for another year or two before he, you know, was brought in. So sometimes it takes players to develop, but they can develop into elite players. These are things that can happen, and that's why I think we just need the appropriate coaches to be able to do that, and that's something we didn't have. How can you expect rookie assistant coaches to coach up your quarterback to play at that level? You know what I mean? My look at it is this, and I'm not. Do understand, Iceman. I'm not. As Culler would try to point out that maybe we're trying to do this, but we're not. I'm not trying to argue and put it all on flow. I'm not doing that.
No.
What
no.
I'm arguing is that the coaches we had in place, we're talking about assistant coaches,
Mhm.
were rookie assistant coaches at best. And in addition to that, how do you expect a person that is new to their job to be able to coach someone to play at an elite level.
And giving that person 2 offensive coordinator. I mean, excuse me, actually, let's just say 3. Hence the word 3, because you got 1 in the booth, 1 on the ground, and then you got Flores to say so. So like it's like you got 3 in your ear saying, okay, I don't want to mess up because if I do that, my coach is gonna get in my ear, and then my other coach. So it's like a psychological mess up.
See, I'm okay with Flo, telling him where he wants him to go with the ball. And if the rumors are true about what was being fed into the ear, that he was saying, I want you to target this person or that, whatever. I'm okay with that because that was the coach's call and it's his right to do so.
He's the head, so
He's the head coach, yeah. What I didn't like is how you couldn't figure out a single person up in the booth to run the offense, right? And when you're running 2 different schemes, you have to like figure out, that's more computing that you have to do to figure out what's going on. And then in addition to it, at all of the positions that were important to make it work, you really didn't have anybody that really, really could influence or teach how to develop into that, where we needed them to be. And it's not just the quarterback. I'm talking about the offensive line and so on, So I that's just my opinion. I think
No,
that
I agree. Because honestly, last year I was kind of appalled, saying to myself, like, let's get this man. Like you said earlier, 2 days ago, you said in free agency we could have picked up Trent Williams. I highly agree. We could have. Okay, then fine. Draft, fine. You got all those guys, fine. But just at least 1 guy or 2 guys as a running back, I would have been like, okay, not so disgruntled, but.
Now, Tony Pepperoni earlier mentioned that we need a center. Now, I agree with you. We do need another center. I don't, even if it's not JC Treader or not even the top center out there.
It hasn't been signed, right, JC?
Yeah, there's rumors that he wants to. There's rumors that he wants to play, but he doesn't really want to play.
So he's doing a Gronkowski kind of like, he's like, I might retire, but I won't.
He like, for example, we've offered him like what the rumor is, allegedly we've offered him a contract in the $6 to $7 million range, and supposedly he wants to play for 13 million.
Ooh.
And because of his injury issues, teams aren't willing to offer him that.
I mean, if he was healthy, he's worth every penny for that. But yeah, you're right. His health is a very.
I don't know if this is true, but supposedly he didn't even practice all of last season. He just played in games. Yeah, I heard that he didn't practice at all because of these injuries. So
no wonder Joe, because Joe, the guy from the Browns, Joe Batoni or whatever, even made a statement a couple months ago about JC saying, he's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, but he's the most versatile, meaning he can go into the center position, left or right. So who knows? Like you said, if we put Connor Williams at center, I highly doubt we'll get JC and put him at left guard, but that's just a hypothetical. So
yeah, and if you also look at it, if we are putting Connor Williams in center, we have a bunch of guards on this team already that play offensive tackle also.
Yes.
Austin Jackson can play guard. In fact, Austin Jackson in his rookie season looked really good. We know he can play. He had an injury, and for whatever reason, I guess, and this goes back to what my issues with the coaching staff was, we didn't have the offensive coaching staff to help players develop after their injury back into that form that they had. And that's why I contributed to that. But we have players that can play multiple positions. Eichenberg can play guard and offensive tackle. You know what I mean?
I like him, bro. Liam Eichenberg, move him to the right tackle. I mean, like, this is just me saying this, but if you put him to the right tackle and that's to his blind side, I might have some people have this Bobbin and said he reminds them of a Jesse Davis 2.0. I laugh at that, but at the same time, I really hope Liam is that guy because he looks like a stud when he's out there. But at the same time, yes, you are right, Ali, that he is very questionable at some times when he's so, like Jesse, he could be very inconsistent. He can let the defender go off and do his job, and he's just there standing in their own island. So
yeah, and thank you for correcting me with that, Moss. Steve Young actually ripped it in the USFL first, then came to the NFL. So he almost took that Kurt Warner type of route. Yeah. Warner was in the Arena League. I don't know if you know that back in the day, which I don't even know if that's still around. Is the Arena League still around?
No, it's not back. No, it's not.
Not anymore.
Okay, not anymore.
I never
Sadly.
followed it in the first place. I
I
just
kind of
knew-
liked it when they used to bash each other, and then there was the wall right there, and you just keep on hitting him, and you just fly over the wall. That
Yeah.
was so cool.
Yeah. So that's another example. Sometimes you have to take that, other route. And in fact, that's the other thing. Kurt Warner was elite when he finally got his chance. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And that took him several years, not just 3 years. That took him
Man was
several
stopping
more
at
years.
Publix supermarket. Man was at the supermarket
Yeah, they
doing
made a
waiting for his
movie
car.
about it. So
Yes,
that's
it
what
was
I'm
a good
saying.
movie too. I like that movie.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's I'm very optimistic of what's going to happen this year. Oh, and that was the other thing. Somebody mentioned that we don't know how to pick players or something like that. I saw that in the chat here earlier. I want to comment on that real quick. First of all, if you go back and look at the offensive tackles that we picked up recently, that would be Austin Jackson, Eichenberg, even the two guards, Solomon Kinley and Robert Hunt. Okay. If you look at them and look at their draft prospect information that they had and the scouting reports, all of the scouting reports, not just the Miami Dolphins, but virtually every scouting report that you read from even other teams stated that these players were among the best of offensive linemen in the drafts that they were in respectively.
Austin Jackson. when
Austin
they
Jackson
were,
went first round grade, and we drafted him in the first round. Eichenberg had a first round grade, and I believe we got him in the second round.
That was a steal.
Surprise in. It was second round.
It was
We
second
got
round.
him. Yeah. So, and Eichenberg actually was very touted to go first round, about mid first round. And I believe a team that was really considering and drafting him was the Colts, for example. Right.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying is that these players was showed by many scouts, not just the Miami Dolphins scouts, that they had something to bring to the table and they could develop into, starting players.
Yes.
What I think the issue is, and I'm going to double down on what I've said all along this show, the coaching staff we had in place, I don't think was appropriate to develop the players. That was my concern. And had we gotten other people in, it could have been a lot different. But I think that, especially if you're, somebody mentioned that Flo's a defensive-minded coach. That's great. He could be a defensive specialist, but he should be open to bringing in someone that is more offensive-minded. So that's something you don't have to worry about on your end. You know what I mean? Even if you want to, tell him, the quarterback where you want the ball and what you want them to do with the ball, that's fine. You can do that. But for development of the player's sake, so they understand how to, run the offense and how to the proper techniques, so they don't let these stunts happen right through the center play. Just to give you an example, that's where I have the issue with it.
See, with Flo, he just tried too much to be like Bill, and I know he tried to be that defensive mind coach, which is okay with us because we love defense in Miami. Don't get me wrong, I love it.
Yeah, we always have a problem with defense. We always do. Go ahead. Go with what you're saying.
No. You're good. You're good. I was just like, bro. Honestly, when he came to us, I was happy, yes. But then at the same time, we got to see, like you just said, the offensive side of the ball. He never allowed. I can't say never. Maybe he did try his all-time best. Maybe there was some loopholes that he just couldn't get through, but understand. But either way, the offensive side of the ball, yes, he should have gotten someone that is superior in the offensive side as a coordinator. One offensive coordinator, not just two. But.
Definitely. All right, man. I'm going to do the rundown one more time. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and make sure you leave comments below if you'd like. But I'm going to do the rundown, and then we'll get to final thoughts. And let's do this. So make sure if you plan on donating to the channel, you can use the Fins Tailgate at Cash App or Venmo. We have Tonk 7 on TMI Tuesdays with Culler. Tuesdays at 9. That's some great content there. We also have Color Commentary normally on Thursdays. Culler's out of town. I'll be taking over for him. Then we have Late Night Exhale with me and usually Culler, but we're going to do a solo night on Saturday. And just so you know, for Saturday, it's Crazy Take Saturday. So bring all of your broken and crazy takes to the show. We'll debate them out. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually around 10 or so, or maybe earlier. We usually have Chris in the Fins Tailgate. But like I said, check us out. Check out the descriptions below. We also have Fanatics. We're partnered with Fanatics, so make sure you use the link below. Get your awesome Dolphins gear. Q, you can get your jersey, your Tua jersey there, your hat, whatever you need. You can also get tailgating gear or any team or sport that you want, memorabilia, anything like that, you can get there. You can also check out the merch that we have, some cool hats. They have some really cool color schemes with these hats, so go check them out. Tank tops, you can get the beanie hats, the sweatshirt, hoodie, sandals. You can even get yoga pants. I thought about for Culler as a gift to my host. I was going to buy him the yoga pants, to check that out. But anyway, check us out. Check us out. Any of the other stuff that we got going on. What else I got? Oh yeah, not this Saturday, but 2 Saturdays from now. Just a reminder, we're gonna have bring the smoke Saturday to my show. So no matter what team you're following, no matter who you're rooting for, no matter what smoke you want to bring it. Come on the show. Iceman, you better be there. Q, you better be there. I don't care who you like, who you don't like. Come on the show, talk your smack, show your pride.
Yes.
That's the best thing. But yeah, man, what are your final thoughts? Talk to me.
Honestly, number one, I want to start off. Thank you for having me, Ali, on your show. Number one. Number two, I also want to state that listening to Q and you earlier today, if you guys didn't see that, rewind it, go check it out, because they do hit a lot of key points, mostly on the offensive line, that you guys should be hearing, because when you go to the NFL Network, they give you some points, ESPN, the jokesters. But when you come to Ali and you got a Q on his side, you guys got some facts. These guys got statistics, so stick with them. Every day, come see Ali this weekend. He's holding it down for Culler. And honestly, I appreciate you guys for having me. And I don't want to take up any more of your time, Ali. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. Anytime. You have a good night. All right, folks. I'd like to thank you all who came out to show up for the show, who came on. Thank you, Iceman. Thank you, Tony Pepperoni. Thanks to everybody. Q. We turned Q into a Dolphins fan, everybody. Breaking news. It happened on Culler. Culler wasn't here for it, so we're going to have a big celebration once Culler comes back. But I'd like to thank you all, and check us out on Saturday, and Fins up. Thank you.